You all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court?
I did.
What's going on?
Well, she left when our son was 11 months old. He's 10
11
now.
months?
11 months, yes. And she chose to pursue her career.
Wait a minute, I got hung up. You said 11 months
11
and he's
months.
10 years old
He's
now?
10 years old now. She chose her career over being a parent, although she wanted to be a parent, and left me with the child. It's been hard. I do what I can do. I take care of our son. She's still chasing her dreams. Nothing wrong with that, but she did decide to have a child, and I just want to know what happened, some kind of financial compensation if she's chasing her dreams and making all the money she wants to make. Maybe she can just throw some money our way, and that'll be fine.
That would be fine, and I agree with that, ma'am.
All right, folks, let's dive into another intense child support case. Mr. Brown steps forward, explaining that his ex-partner left him to raise their 10-year-old son alone while she pursued her career. He's here seeking financial compensation for the years he's been the sole caregiver. The judge listens carefully, noting the emotional and financial toll this has taken on Mr. Brown. He emphasizes that while there's nothing wrong with chasing dreams, she also has a responsibility to their child. Mr. Brown details how he struggled to balance work, parenting, and even furthering his education. The stage is set for a heated but fair discussion. Let's see how this unfolds.
Is there a reason that you have not paid this man child support? He's been having your son for 10 years.
He said throw some money their way. What that mean? Throw some money their way?
Would you clarify for her
Well,
what you
if she
mean by
doesn't
that,
want
sir?
to be in his life and be around and be a mother, and I have to be the father and the mother, then maybe I should be compensated for being the father and the mother.
You mean by her paying child support?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all he looks for is money.
Well, he would
Okay,
like to play baseball.
it takes more than air to raise a child, ma'am. You have to pay something. What else do you want him to receive to be able to raise this child? I'm listening.
And our child has dreams.
He needs to get a job and stop trying to depend on
no,
me.
what you need to do is listen to what I'm saying and answer my question and not worry about what he has going on. Everything is about you right now.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it is. We'll get to the money part in just a minute in terms of calculations, because this child has been with him for a long time, and to go without any sort of financial assistance, and based on what you've turned in, you've made money and you have not given anything to him for your child, it's absurd.
I've been throwing money his way, and I don't know what he been doing with it, because I make over $85,000 a year.
Excuse me?
Over $85,000 a year.
You make over $85,000
Over
a year.
$85,000
She hasn't given
a year,
you any
and I've
money,
been-
sir?
Not too much. And really,
Not too-
the thing is,
This dude is lying. This
The thing
dude is
is-
lying.
Excuse me, I can't listen to both of y'all at the same time. I have 2 ears, but I only can listen to one person
well, the
at a
thing
time.
is, well, she's all free pursuing her career. I have to watch the child.
Wait a minute, what kind of, ma'am,
Well,
please.
it's hard to find a job and take care of a kid.
What kind of career does she have?
She's an esthetician.
Okay.
Eyelashes.
Mr. Brown lays out his case. He's been raising their son alone for 10 years, juggling the roles of both father and mother. He explains how challenging it's been to provide for his son while trying to further his own education and career. Mr. Brown argues that his ex-partner, who makes over $85,000 a year as an esthetician, should contribute financially. He's not asking for much, just some support to help cover their son's expenses, from food to extracurricular activities, like go-karts and video games. The judge listens intently, recognizing the sacrifices Mr. Brown has made. He also shares how his son often asks about his mother's absence, adding an emotional layer to the case. The tension is palpable as Mr. Brown pleads for fairness.
Taking care of people's eyelashes.
Okay.
She makes pretty good money at it. Actually, she's good at her job.
And
Okay.
she
I would
work
give her
hard
that.
for it too.
However,
Ma'am,
diapers and
excuse me, sir. All this extra and this attitude, I'm the only person that can have an attitude in here, okay? Yes, it's right. So I'm gonna need you to tone it down a little bit, okay? Thanks. Go ahead, sir.
And our 10-year-old is a growing boy, and he has a lot of things he'd like to do, and it's very hard for me. I don't want to get any government assistance. I would like to do it as best as I can on my own. However, I can't go back to school and take care of our son and have a job and run a business. Is very hard, and
I imagine so.
It is.
I imagine so. What type of expenses does your son have?
He has normal childhood expenses, food.
Is he involved in extracurricular activities?
Yes, he likes to read. He likes games. I like to keep him with electronics and things to spark his interest.
What type of extracurricular activities?
He likes go-karts, motorcycles. He likes race cars, train sets, video games. He likes going out to the park, going to the lake, and all that.
Ma'am, do you hear all of that? All of that costs money.
It sure does. And like he said, I've been throwing money their way.
Every now and then, it hasn't been consistent.
It's not very consistent.
And it clearly cannot be consistent. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a reason to be here.
Does he have a job? Can you ask him that question?
Ma'am, you know what? He's taking care of the child.
Doing what though?
The child lives with him, correct?
Correct.
Right. So whether he works or not, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that he is raising you all's child, and you're not doing anything consistently. So we're going to make that change.
According to him, though, right?
I want to see you do the same. After I finish
According
with
to
these
him,
calculations. Okay.
The ex-partner's response is less than sympathetic. She claims she's been throwing money their way, but admits it hasn't been consistent. She questions why Mr. Brown hasn't found a job and accuses him of living off her. The judge quickly shuts her down, pointing out that Mr. Brown has been the primary caregiver and that her sporadic contributions aren't enough. The tension rises as the ex-partner's dismissive attitude becomes clear. She even suggests that Mr. Brown should get a job, ignoring the fact that he's been raising their son full-time. The judge reminds her that raising a child takes more than occasional financial help. It requires consistent support and involvement. The ex-partner's lack of accountability is striking, and the judge isn't having it.
So, who carries health insurance?
Obviously not him.
Do you carry it? Do you carry health insurance for the child?
Ask him.
Do you carry health insurance for
all the
the
information?
ma'am?
Well, see, that's the problem. I have a hard time communicating with her. Communication.
I'm having a hard time communicating with her, so I can't even imagine what you have to deal with in
Very
talking
rough.
to her about the child.
And he just wants to know where his mother is and why she doesn't want to be part of our lives and why she doesn't want to come around, why she wasn't be involved in any of his after-school activities.
That is a legitimate concern. That is a
teachers
legitimate
wanna know
concern.
where his mother
Sir,
is.
Who pays health insurance for the
Well,
child?
the health insurance, it's kind of hard right now.
So he doesn't have any health
He has no
insurance
health
coverage right
no.
now.
He has no health insurance.
Do it, please.
So we're going to fix that right now. So according to your own testimony and your tax returns and your 1099s, it does equate to about $85,000 a year. So what we're going to do is order you to pay child support. Based on your gross, it comes out to $7,083.33. And right now the child isn't covered on any sort of health insurance coverage, so you're also going to be responsible for obtaining health insurance for the child. Okay, and I'm going to order you do that within 30 days. That's what you're going to have to do. I have your net resources at $5,138.10. So your child support obligation monthly, and giving you credit, how many other children did you say?
I have 4.
4. Okay, so giving you credit for your other children, your child support obligation comes out to $698.78. And I'm also going to order you pay back support to this man. He requested in his paperwork that you pay back support to him. It's known as retroactive child support.
The judge doesn't hold back. She calculates the ex-partner's income at $85,000 a year and orders her to pay $698.78 monthly in child support. Additionally, she's ordered to provide health insurance for their son within 30 days. But that's not all. The judge also orders retroactive child support for the past 4 years, totaling $33,541.44. This amount will be paid at $1,000 monthly, bringing her total obligation to $1,698.78. The judge emphasizes that this isn't just about money. It's about ensuring the child's needs are met and holding both parents accountable. She also reminds the ex-partner that her son's well-being should be her priority, not her career or personal grievances. The ruling is firm but fair, leaving no room for excuses.
In Texas, it can go back the last 4 years. So, in calculating what your monthly child support obligation should be for the past 4 years, child support back pay is $33,541.44. And I'm going to have you repay that monthly at $1,000. So your total monthly obligation is $1,698.78 for child support obligation. Any questions about that?
As long as he get a job and stop living off of me.
You know what, ma'am? He can't be living off of you if you haven't given him anything consistently.
That's according to him.
Okay, well, you haven't provided me with anything different. Okay, so, exactly. Is there anything further, sir?
No, not too much. As long as she doesn't want to be around and she's willing to financially help support him, then maybe I can go off and further my education and be a better father and mother.
Sounds good to me. So, if there's nothing further from either of you, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, you know what, ma'am, cut it.
As the case concludes, the judge reflects on the legal principles at play. In Texas, self-employed parents are just as responsible for child support as those with traditional jobs. The judge also explains retroactive child support, which can cover the past 4 years. She stresses that raising a child requires consistent financial and emotional support from both parents. The judge highlights how Mr. Brown's dedication to his son is commendable, but it shouldn't have to come at the expense of his own dreams. The episode ends with a call to action. If you know someone in a similar situation, share their story. After all, these kids are raised on child support court, and every decision impacts their future. The judge's final words are a reminder that parenting is a shared responsibility, and no child should have to go without the support they deserve.